Niet lezen, maar dit is de enige comiczaak in heel Zuid Korea. En ze hebben elke donderdag is het, geloof ik, hebben ze een drink and draw. En daar gaan we nu heen. DCC, Dice Comics Café. Nou, als je zo binnenkomt ergens, met dit aan de muur, wauw. Hier kan je eten en drinken kopen en bier. Het is vroeger een bordspellencafé geweest. Dat kun je nu nog wel een beetje zien.
Nice. You can't find a copy of it anywhere? But there's a few minutes of it. I was so young that I didn't. 7 minutes of it?
En alles ademt hier comics. Er is hier een hele hoop te ontdekken. De Transformers en de eigenaar Joey. Daar gaan we straks mee praten.
Mr. Roberts is a good movie, yeah. I'm trying to give a reference to the things that influenced me. Mr. Roberts is a good movie, but
I advertising for tickets the whole game. I said
En gewoon Behaving Madly van Gerrit Apeldoorn, Nederland. Gewoon in Korea te koop. En die pockets schijnen hier ook als een tierenlier te verkopen. Het kidsgedeelte. Op een of andere manier ligt er wel onder het kidsgedeelte een Erie. Ach, mag de pret niet drukken. Dit is het spellengedeelte wat er nog is. Nog een kist gevuld met trade paperbacks. Dan gaan we in één klap door naar DC. Please purchase comics before reading. Dat is wel een hele goeie. Hebben we nog verdwaalde action figures. Dice. Het is vroeger een Dice café geweest. Speciaal dingen. Wat action figures, ja, dat doet eigenlijk helemaal niet onder voor een winkel in Amerika. Wat Dungeons and Dragons. De DC. En, wat ik zag, ze hebben nog blind bags. We hebben hier nog Independence en Ultimate Endgame. Daar hebben ze ook nog aardig wat blind bags van. Nou, dat ga ik niet open doen voordat alles in elkaar valt. Transformers doet het heel goed. Ik zie gewoon een hele shelf met helemaal alleen maar Transformers. En het hoofdtransformer. En die doet het natuurlijk overal goed. In Seoul, Korea, Dice and Comics. The owner, Joey, is in front of me and he is American and he's got a comic book store in Seoul. How cool is that? The only one in South Korea, right?
And the best.
And the best. That's what I always use about our comic podcast.
Oh, yeah?
If you're the only one, you're always the best.
Smart.
So, how did you come about coming to Korea and opening a shop like this?
Well, I came here about maybe 23 years ago, a little over 23 years ago, and I was working teaching English to pay off student loans, and then I left and I came back, and then I came back as a university professor, got burned out on that, and my wife told me, it's like, just open a business and do something. So I opened a board game cafe, and I found out nobody was selling comics. So I started selling a few comics, and then when COVID hit, nobody was coming to play board games because there were size restrictions on tables and early closure things, so I leaned harder into comics. And then after 2 years of that, when the restrictions were dropped, I didn't have space for both board games and comics, so I relocated to here. I changed the name to Dice and Comics Cafe, and now we have maybe like 100,000 different comics, or 100,000 individual books in the store around here.
And a cool thing, you ordered through Diamond and Lunar, so you get all the new stuff here.
Yeah. Well, now I order from Penguin and Lunar.
Yeah,
so
of course. Yeah, Diamonds.
Yeah, but I used to get it through Diamond, and because I was doing it when Diamond was the only game in town, well, in the other town. But now I go through Penguin and Lunar. It's we've had the business for 11 years, and we've been doing comics for about 7.
The comic industry in Seoul, South Korea, is it big? Because you got a lot of translated stuff here. Trade paperbacks.
Yeah,
mostly?
we have some. There's a strong niche market for the translated American comics. There's one publisher that really does about all of it, and they only do them in trades. But occasionally they do the like promotional things for the single issues. So like they'll do something like this. That's a single issue that they did as a promotional. So if you order the Fantastic Four paperback, you can get one of these. And so I have some stuff like that, but most of the time I put these through CGC, and
Nice.
then I sell them abroad. They're for collectors. That's one of the bigger Korean collectors items that I have around.
And how is Korean people? How did he? Are
They're
you?
great. So I'm pretty lucky with my business because all my customers, the community that comes here, they're really happy. They're really fun, and I very rarely have issues with theft or even I don't get the rampant speculators that are coming and demanding that I give them 10 copies of the Absolute Batman Annual because they want to get them. And usually people come in, they get the stuff they like, and some of the stuff that is popular here might not be something that's that is popular in the United States or around the world, or other things might even be things that are crazy spec comics that I still have on the rack for cover price because I just want people to read them, and someone will come in and get them, and I don't have problems with people unless they're visiting Korea from out of the country.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I want to buy all of this. It's like, no, you can have one. And if you buy a second one, I'm going to charge you eBay prices because I want people here to read them.
So what's popular here?
Well, DC comics are the most popular
Yeah.
because there's DC and Marvel fans here, and the DC fans read, and the Marvel ones don't read as much. But still, I think my top two are Transformers and, of course, the Absolute things right now.
Because Transformers is very adjacent to the Gundam that is happening here.
That's some of it, yeah. And the Transformers fans, one thing when you get a fandom here and they really like an IP, they, if there's something they can't get and then suddenly they can, they're like, oh, I can get the comics now? So even like when I would get the IDW ones, I would buy a collection from a dealer in the States of IDW comics. As soon as I put them in the system and put them up on the rack, within like 20 minutes, they were all sold out on my website because people were just checking for them, and then they would watch it and then they'd get excited and buy all of them. And yeah, so Transformers, surprisingly that fandom for here is mostly girls in their 20s and 30s.
Oh wow.
And they'll come in on a Saturday, order a bunch of burgers and shakes, buy a big stack of comics, then stay in the shop all day and drink milkshakes and giggle, and they put toys all over the table. There's like Transformers toys everywhere. Yeah, so they're pretty cute. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, but for the people who weren't here before, you got also a business selling shakes,
We have a
food, drinks,
full
beer.
kitchen. So this week we're doing, for April Pools Day, for the Deadpool thing, we're doing a special where we have chimichangas.
Yeah, I'm gonna order one.
You're gonna get
after the interview.
chimichanga? Yeah. Well, a lot of Koreans, some of them had never actually tried a chimichanga. So after I put it up on Instagram, they were calling and like, "Wait, we can get chimichangas there now? For real?" It's like, so they're selling pretty well.
You're doing also really cool stuff, like your own comic covers.
Yeah, we did a store exclusive with Bob Layton the first time he came to visit Korea. We did a exclusive for Ken Deathmatch and Gatchaman. The Gatchaman one, Tatsunoko was so excited that there would be a Korea exclusive, they let us translate it too. So the Korean one is all translated with this one's all in English on the inside, but they let us put a Korean logo on it.
Nice.
And we designed a Korean logo for the, let me see if oh yeah, here's our exclusive of the Gatchaman one. This one has an English logo on it, but the regular ones have the Korean logo. This was actually the artist that did this page. He specifically asked me to order some for him with the English logo that he could take to cons. And then he didn't want all of them, so I still have some here. So these are the rarest ones, I guess. So I think I made 30 of them, something like that.
Nice.
So
You guys made quite an internet sensation in the beginning of the year when you got Jim Lee over.
yeah, we had Jim Lee here. He was in town for family reasons, and it was he has family that lives here. And we talked to him at Tokyo and convinced him to come to our drink and draw event, which is a charity drawing event. So we keep all the really good stuff, and he drew this.
Wow.
He drew this, so later when we have a good cause to sell it for, I've had people wanting to help me sell it or to buy it. I'm going to wait until there's some cause in Korea that needs money. Like last year there was a flood, there was some wildfires and there's floods and something like that happens, then I will have, I'll put it up for sale and ask Jim to help me promote the sale of it.
Hey, and one thing that is really important for the store is community. Every Thursday you have a drink and draw.
We have a drink and draw every week, and we have pro artists that come out for it. So right now I think we've got Bob Layton and Mingyu Jung here, and then a bunch of fans come. We do a theme every week, and everyone just hangs out and draws. It's a really friendly event. I recommend it to other comic shops if they have pro artists in their area that want to come. And if you don't serve drinks, we serve alcohol in the store. But if you don't, then you can find a bar in your neighborhood and ask what their slowest day is and see if you can work something out. Then we've raised money for animal charities. We've also, like during a big heat wave, we bought pallets of electric fans for elderly people that don't have air conditioning, and we went to the community center and handed them out.
And that's all from the money that you get from selling.
From selling art, and some of the artists that are here that do cons, they'll bring some of that art with them when they go to a con, and they'll sell it at the con, and then give us the money for that. And other times we do like auctions and sales and stuff.
And that's not all, because we're going to close with the thing that I was really enthusiastic about when I came here last week, and you gave me the preview comic. You're into comics yourself. You're a publisher.
Oh yeah. I also have at the beginning of last year, we started a publishing imprint. So the old name of the shop was the Dice Latte when we were a board game cafe. So I started a comic imprint, a comic publishing company called TDL Studios, and I our first comic we put on Kickstarter, and I have Hotel Bethesda. And part of the thing we do is we work with Korean celebrities and K-pop groups, and we collaborate with them to make comics. So this one has the actor Yang Dong-gun, who was in movies like Fighter in the Wind. He was in Squid Game, and he's also in a show called Moving. He's in that one. So he's been an actor and a hip-hop artist for 25 years, something like that. And so he worked together with us on this one. I've done the Kickstarter for the English one. We're about to start one for the Korean one on the Korean crowdfunding platform. And we're also working on a comic with two other K-pop groups. And one is a K-pop group called Billy. We're writing that one right now. And then there's another group that hasn't debuted yet, but they're going to debut early next year, and the comic release is part of the debut for the group.
Nice. I'm going to show.
Yeah.
Because what I thought was really cool is that it is a marriage between your American and Eastern manga.
Yeah. Well, the artist that did it is Korean, and she's done comics and webtoons, and she was also mentored by some of the American artists while she was doing it, and it turned out really well. She's working on the third issue right now, but we've got the first two issues done, and I need to print the English ones and send them out soon. Once I've got the print order set up and everything, then I'll be able to deliver those. And later I'll try to I'll be putting them into distribution later when I've got enough stuff like printed.
It's really good.
I'm glad you really like it.
I read it and I was like, whoa. There are comics that you read and go to be continued, you went like, okay, fine. And I really wanted to know how the story is. So it was
good. Well, and the artist for it is here tonight too, so you can tell her that.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Good luck. And we come by Korea every 3 years. So in 3 years, we'll be seeing you hopefully again.
Yeah.
And I owe you a package. There's going to be some really cool stuff in it. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, that's one Bob remarked.
You're really cool.
Doesn't do it. Yeah, should work.
Ze hebben hier aardige back issues nog. Nummer 6, eerste druk. Nummer 4, eerste druk. Nog een nummer 4. Nummer 5. Nummer 3. De eerste. En die zijn hier dus nog gewoon voor kofferprijs te koop. Nummer 2 zelfs. Wauw.
Everyone's hiding all their stuff.
You doing another? Just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun.
No rabbits.
There's actually other universe that panels.
What are you doing, daughter?
Looking up low colors.
There's nothing here with
Nothing here.
Yeah, at least
Maybe
let it
not.
Got it though, right?
Well, do you have your secret bar? I need to make sure.
We read comics and draw, and I'm talking to.
Jiu Park in Seoul, South Korea.
And Tanya from Incheon, South Korea.
Hey.
Hey. We've never done this before, so we're
No,
kind
no.
of nervous.
No, it's nothing to be nervous about. It's just a small conversation.
Like pastel.
I will show you art.
Hey.
You did a very cool Deadpool.
Oh, thank you, man.
Still working on it.
Hey.
What do you guys read?
I actually like Teen Titans a lot, so I just keeping up with the ongoing series. I'm really not satisfied with that, but I really love to read more of the 80s comics, like the new Teen Titans by Marv Wolfman or George Perez. Yeah, so I'm into the
goat.
You're very knowledgeable.
Not sure, but I'm kind of lazy to do all that. So like I keep putting it all off. So yeah.
And you?
I've been reading
Yes.
Ooh,
Rambi's Rare
ooh,
Flavors.
brilliant.
The greatest comic book writer alive in the modern history, Rambi, I love you. Yeah, and also Travis Moore.
Yeah.
The
Have you
legendary
talked to
Travis
him?
Moore. I've been reading his Nightwing annual. He does splendid work on comics. He's one of the greatest artists on the comic book industry.
He's a god.
He's great.
Do you guys read manga or is that manhwa?
I read
Yeah.
manga and also some
All the
of
time, dude. All the time.
Like my parents actually run book cafe in Incheon, so we have like loads of manga in our cafe. So like I sometimes read stuff like.
And what are your dreams? Being a comic book artist or?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love to make my own comic book series, love to make my own webtoon, manhwa, and well, want to make something that influences people, change people. Through the medium, hey, right? Just like,
Yeah,
And you?
mine is also being a comic book artist or maybe a writer, but like I actually want to draw my favorite characters, like I mentioned Teen Titans or the DC streamer and stuff, but I'm really looking forward to doing more than that, like making my own character or like you said, like influencing people in a good way and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but who knows what will I be.
Then it's so cool. Within 10 years, you guys are big names at Marvel, DC, or Image. And then you say, I got my story in Comic Talk NL. Keep the sticker, keep the sticker.
Okay, okay, I'll mention you.
Thank you so
shout
much.
out to Comic Talk. Shout out to the Dutch.
Comic Talk NL.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Kamsahamnida.
Oh, yeah, good pronunciation.
Was het April Fool's Day. En deze meneer heeft een heel leuk ding gemaakt. De Price-O-Matic. Als je veel geld of minder geld mag hieruit kiezen. Die of die voor heel veel. En dan mag je hem kiezen. En dat is super oldschool dit. Dan doe je dit. No. It doesn't work, Joey. Haha, there it is. Thanks so much.
Coming up next, an interview with me, Bob Layton. Stay tuned.